What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and I got a guest here, and we're going to be reviewing Star Wars Rogue One. Introduce yourself, even though you've been in my videos before a couple of times.
Alright, I'm Austin from Attack Turtle Reviews on YouTube. That's my channel.
You post like Siege, Rainbow
Yeah.
Six Siege, and gameplay stuff, yeah. So we saw Rogue One on Thursday, and we won't be spoiling anything yet. I'll tell you when we go into spoilers, but for now we'll just give like our thoughts on the movie. You pretty much know the story of the movie, probably. It's pretty much the opening title crawl of A New Hope
It's literally the New Hope title crawl.
turned into a movie. And I guess starting off with, I think the most important part for us was probably the characters. So what did you think of the characters in this movie?
Okay, so I thought the characters were really good. They're super enjoyable, especially there's a character called K2. He was my favorite character in the whole movie.
Get the pop.
He's right there.
Yeah.
This little guy.
Very enjoyable droid. I'd probably, honestly, I mean, C-3PO is super iconic, R2-D2 is super iconic. I'd probably put him in the range of them.
Oh, most
If
definitely.
I'm setting aside, like, the nostalgia goggles of C-3PO and R2-D2, he's a very likable character. We also have a pop for Donnie Yen's character. He's in movies like IP Man and stuff. Really badass martial artist. He plays a blind. They were pretty ambiguous on whether or not he was using the Force in the movie, but he definitely believes in the Force. So they added like a new layer to the Force with that, and he was great. Lots of charisma from each character. They're all different. I don't remember all their names, but that's kind of just an issue with me in general. It takes me a little bit to get names, especially Star Wars names. So yeah, I'm not going to hold that against it. And it's also worth mentioning that the acting was really good. I was actually worried. I don't know if you were as worried as I was when I first saw. I believe her name's Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso in the trailers. I wasn't feeling the performance.
Yeah, I felt the same exact way.
But once I actually saw the movie, both of us too, I can just say, we both thought she was really, really good. And they actually didn't even like that one line that I really hated where she's like, oh, we're rebels, we rebel, like that really bad line in the trailer. That's not even in the movie. So.
Yeah, they took that one out completely.
So yeah, and the performances are good from everybody. I don't think any of the characters really, I guess like the pilot dude that was working for him with like the goggles right here.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't as developed as the rest of them, but yeah, they did a really good job developing the characters, so you're really invested when you get to the really good third act with all the crazy shit going on, and I guess that's a good segue into the special effects, which are absolutely on
They're
point.
insanely good.
Now, don't mention, what's it called yet, we'll talk about that in the spoilers, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the Star Destroyers look great, all the ships look great, the explosions when the Death Star actually hits stuff is so impressive to look at. And I should also mention the practical effects in the movie were really good as well. Lots of good makeup and costume design on all the side characters running around the city and everything. The robot, I'm pretty sure he was. I mean, he could have been CGI for all I know, but I'm pretty sure K2 was probably a practical effect.
I think he was probably practical.
It's hard to say though because the CGI really is impressive. They blend them really nicely, and unlike the one of the problems people have with the prequel movies is how clean they look, and Star Wars has always been very dirty and gritty. And I think that fits with the Empire controlling everything. So even the CGI stuff is still dirty and gringy. You know, you see the AT-ATs and they look like they've seen some shit. They're not. I won't say the AT-ATs are like falling apart, but they have like missing panels and stuff. And that was fantastic too. It has nothing to do with the special effects, but I love the scene where they hit it with a rocket.
And like, oh, when they fly right through it?
No, when he shoots the rocket launcher at the AT-AT and then it just like turns its head back towards him like it didn't do shit to it. That was really cool. So yeah, the special effects were great. The characters were great. And I will say too, I'm not going to spoil anything. I don't want to talk about his scenes until we get to the spoil section. But don't go to this movie expecting a lot of Darth Vader. He probably has a total runtime of like 7 minutes,
Probably.
and they're fantastic 7 minutes. But that's pretty much all you're going to get. So I'd say he's very much like Spider-Man from Spider-Man: Homecoming. He's not in it a lot, but he leaves an impact. I mean, Spider-Man was in Homecoming more than Darth Vader was in this, but still, he leaves an impact. He was very, very badass, very, very cool. And there's really not much else to say. I mean, the story is really good. There's another thing I want to talk about in the spoiler section, but there's something they do in this movie that corrects a big criticism of Episode 4, which I love, and I'll talk about that in the spoiler section. But if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That was A+ right there. But I don't really have much else to say. The emotion was there, the acting was there, the special effects were there. It felt like Star Wars. Oh, I guess the music too. The music actually wasn't by John Williams, but
No, but it was really good.
yeah, it was a good score to sort of like it pulled beats from John Williams' music, but it wasn't like exactly the same. It worked. You know, we didn't have an opening title crawl this time around. It just sort of cut to the title, but that works for like a side story. So with all that being said, I'm probably going to have to give this movie a solid. I mean, I will say, okay, slow-ish beginning.
Yeah, a little bit
A
slow.
little bit slow in the beginning. But I really don't have a lot of, like, you can nitpick stuff. And I'll talk about some of, like, the nitpicks in the spoiler section. But overall, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a fantastic Star Wars movie. I thought for their first time doing something that wasn't Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, all of that stuff. It was really, really great. I think these could really be some iconic Star Wars characters.
Most definitely. I would put them personally up there with some of the great Star Wars characters. Even though they don't last, they are still really good characters.
Yeah, so with that being said, I'm going to give the movie, enjoyment-wise, easy an 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
I absolutely loved it. And I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so that definitely contributes to that. If I was being a little more objective, like I said, a little bit slow beginning, really great payoff. The third act is just amazing, and I can't wait to talk about that in a second. But yeah, third act's amazing. I'm gonna give it an 11 out of 10. Maybe if I'm being a little more objective, like a 10 out of 10, which would a big drop, right? But all right, we're gonna talk about spoilers now. So if you haven't seen the movie or you don't care, or no, I'm sorry, if you haven't seen the movie, you can click away. If you don't care about spoilers, go ahead and keep watching. All right, so what do we even start with? I guess I'll start with the Death Star, the design.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, so I love because one of the things people said about A New Hope, and I sort of just shrugged it off, like movie logic, whatever. You shoot the torpedoes into the shaft, and it'll blow the whole thing up. It's like, why did they design it like that? And we find out that that was a big middle finger from the guy who was forced to design it, and that was so fucking smart.
Yep, it's going to be Jin's dad forced to make it, and he kind of like left. He set it up in a way so it could easily be destroyed. And like what Jeff just said, or Pet Platypus,
Don't
is
do that,
was
man.
always people criticized it, but now it all makes sense why one rocket will destroy
it adds to the story.
Most definitely.
It adds to the story. It's really good. And since this movie does lead right into A New Hope with Leia on the ship and everything, it's literally A New Hope takes place right after this. They really wouldn't have time to find it and fix it by the time A New Hope takes place. So, yeah, it really, really works. That was great. And like I said, Leia is there. We get CGI Leia. She's only there for a little bit, but the real one to talk about is Tarkin. I can see people being mixed on this again. If you want to nitpick, I can understand people being taken out of the movie whenever he pops up. But I thought he looked fantastic.
Yeah, as a CGI, like at first I wasn't even 100% sure, but I was like, wait, he's dead, so he has to be.
Yeah.
So I saw him, and he just looks so good. His CGI is insane.
It's really insane, and you can tell when he moves his face that he's CG. But I mean, you know the actor's dead, and I love that they're treating the character bigger than the actor. I mean, don't get me wrong, Peter Cushing's an all-time great, but if you want to have the character in the movie and you don't want to limit yourself, I think this was a great way to do it. Because when I first saw him, he had his face toward the glass, and you saw the reflection, and I was like, oh, is that all we're going to get a Tarkin? Okay, that's fine. But they went all the way with it, which was really, really cool. And the guy who played the voice sounded just like him, as far as I could tell. Same thing for Leia. In fact, Leia could have been Carrie Fisher, real quick, just putting in a line. I don't know. She sounds pretty different now, though. Her voice changed, weirdly enough. But yeah, those are the CGI characters, and they look really great. I love seeing Tarkin. He's one of the badass villains. What else, spoiler-wise? I mean, I guess we could just talk about some of the lines in this movie. K2 is so funny. Just everything he says, from the, I'm here for you because he told me to be, or the when she gives him a blaster, or congratulations, his rescue you. He's funny as hell.
When I said earlier, he's probably my whole favorite character in this whole movie, and it's just because he is super charismatic as like a droid. He's really awesome, and you care about it, especially when shit starts hitting the fan. He's being epic and helping him out a lot.
Yeah, I know. He does that cool grenade toss back earlier in the movie. Then, the dude opens the door and he just fires. But then, as soon as he took that first shot, I pretty much knew. I had a feeling they were going to go in this direction with the movie and kill everybody, because these characters are never really brought up again outside of the title crawl for 4. So, and they don't even mention him by name, obviously. It was made in the 70s. But yeah, I pretty much knew they were going to go that route as soon as he took that first shot to the shoulder. I was like, okay, he's probably going to hold the line on the door and keep getting shot. And he does take himself out.
Epically.
He slams the thing, blows up, and then pretty much everyone gets blown up, surprisingly.
Yeah, everybody, all the main characters died in an explosion. It's pretty tragic, but epic
but they all go out in a really cool way, I think. Well, the pilot, he got the signal through, and then the grenade.
Yeah, to plug it in to get the whole
and then
thing going.
Donnie Yen's character, he's doing the great Force quote. I wish I could remember it right now. I'm with the Force with me, or whatever. Yeah. He walks out, he does what he has to do.
Holds him with the stick and just, he's just walking forward, and there's all the fucking blasters. Could be stormtroopers missing. Yeah. I want to believe it's fucking the Force blocking them off, but just walking by.
The stormtroopers were a little better in this movie. A little bit better, but yeah, he walks over, he does his thing, his friend holds him, and they had a really good relationship. That's the thing, too, I love about this movie, is that these characters were all introduced in one movie. It's a pretty big cast of characters, and while they didn't get a ton of screen time, you felt the relationships between each of them. You could tell these guys were friends for a long time, and he just takes his big fucking badass LMG blaster and just starts taking out.
Awesome.
It's an awesome gun, and he just starts taking dudes out, and then he gets blown up. And then the final Death Star explosion takes out Jyn Erso and the other guy, who I would probably say is probably my least favorite character, but I still liked him overall. It is a shame we can't do anything more with these characters after this. That is
especially since they're so awesome.
Yeah, but that's what's so cool about it, is that they had the balls to do it. Which Star Wars has killed off characters, like Ben Kenobi and Yoda and stuff have died like that. But all right, so let's just talk about the big fanboy moment. Darth Vader at the end of the movie. Like I said, he doesn't get a lot of screen time, which you guys know because you're watching the spoiler section. But how badass was that horror movie scene where he just starts fucking people up?
The lighting was perfect. It's dark. You barely can see him, and then you just see the fuck. You hear him. It's his breathing.
Yeah.
And then the fucking lightsaber goes off.
Yeah, and it was just unbelievable. It's such a fantastic scene, and I know this movie went through a lot of reshoots. If they added that scene last minute, I'm all for that. I think it leads into episode 4 really nicely. And yeah, you know, he's got the dude screaming, slamming on the glass. He's just, like you said, picking people up, throwing them. Just
reflecting beams back just like Kylo Ren did. He
yeah,
grabbed one, just shoved it right back in.
he just stole the entire ending of that movie. Not completely. Also, another really badass scene too is when they took the Hammerhead ship and just slammed a Star Destroyer to another.
Oh yeah, they like got the fucking like they decapitated a ship with the ship, which was epic.
Yeah, it was insane, and it was really cool having the rebels come in at the last second. Oh, another thing about this movie too, and I'm glad we recorded this a couple days later because I really liked seeing the rebels sort of like getting their hands dirty. Like you know that the dude that Jyn Erso was at odds with throughout the whole movie. You know, he said that he had to do things he's not proud of. You know, he took out that guy when they were in that. He's like, yeah, they're building a planet-destroying weapon. You know, he shoots that guy and leaves. And the rebels are the good guys, but I like that it's not totally black and white. You know,
yeah, it's not. They're just good guys for the sake of being good. They have to do bad things that way for a bigger cause.
Yeah, the Empire is still pretty much 100% evil for the most part, with the exception of like Darth Vader's tragic backstory. But like, yeah, it's really cool to see the rebels kind of get their hands dirty, and you know, he said he had to do things he's not proud of, and that is another thing too when he says like, I've been fighting since I was 6 years old, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool story. I'll probably have to buy a comic book for it because he's not going to be any more movies because he took a Death Star to the face.
Definitely took a Death Star to the face.
And again, those explosions look great. Also, I don't know if I told you this or if you already knew, but the black dude, I forget his name. I think it's Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, he's like every movie.
No. But what I was gonna say is that's actually a character from the Clone Wars show. I haven't gotten that far, but I haven't gotten that far in the show. But apparently, he is a character from the Clone Wars show, which I think is really cool. Marvel should take notes because I don't think we're going to see Daredevil or anybody in any of the movies, which really sucks.
Put Daredevil in it.
I know they should put everyone in Infinity War because that's how it was in the comic, and they have 2 movies, so who knows? We'll see what happens. But they got like copyright bullshit. But yeah, it was cool seeing a Clone Wars character in there, even though I haven't seen him in Clone Wars yet. And he was cool. You know, he goes out pretty early in the movie, so I would like to see more of him. He seemed like a cool character. But that's pretty much it. I think Darth Vader was fantastic. The dogfights were great. All the action was good. That whole third act is just worth the ticket price.
The
honestly,
third act was epic.
It's pure Star Wars, and yeah, I definitely think people are gonna like it. I definitely
so
more.
many cameos. Sorry to interrupt. So many cameos also.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about the cameos. You had the I'm Death Sentence in 12 Systems guy showed up with the pig face.
Yep.
R2D2 and C3PO, which was a little forced, but they're in every movie, so that's fine. We got R2D2 and C3PO in there.
You got friggin' like the Red Squadron, you know, the fighters, they're in there.
Yeah, either they recreated them with CGI or they used stock footage. Yeah, you had like Red Leader and Gold Leader, and a couple of them were from A New Hope. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there were others too, and I'm just forgetting them. Little ones here and there. Tarkin, I would say it's more than just a cameo. That was like a character in the movie. It was cool seeing Darth Vader inside that tank too, before he had the armor on.
Oh yeah, which would look epic. It was like this huge like tube, and you guys know, you saw it. Huge tube, and he's just like in there. Like
you pretty much know it's Darth Vader immediately, but it looks really cool to see that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think another thing people kind of complained about, or I've seen a few complaints, I think it's just because, well, I'll say what it is first. The AT-ATs do go out pretty fast when the ships hit them, and on Hoth, it was like they're too strong for blasters. I assume it's just because these things do look like they have missing parts, and they do look like they're less armored, honestly. I don't think that's that big of a deal that they could get taken out. Plus, I would assume, I mean, I'm kind of getting into, like, I'm kind of overanalyzing it a little bit, but I would assume X-Wings have stronger guns than, like, the snow speeders on Hoth.
Oh, probably most definitely.
So
they're probably packing way more heat. Oh, which reminds me, since you're talking about like the whole AT-AT, one of my favorite scenes. It was super small, but it was just so epic. Like they blew a hole through one, and you could see like the little X-wing just fly right through the AT-AT, like right through it. It was like so epic.
That was another great scene too. Adding on to the scene where he shoots the rocket launcher and he hits the AT-AT and it turns ahead and it turns back, and you're thinking, oh shit, they're fucked because it didn't do anything, and then the X-wings come in and start wrecking it. That was great. So lots of great moments. Audience we were with definitely laughed a lot when we got, you know, K2 saying his lines, and Donnie Yen with the bag over his head. He's like, really? I'm blind. That was great. And his action scene too. I mean, Donnie Yen's a badass martial artist, but
oh yeah, his little like 2 or 3 minute action scene was so good.
He takes out the TIE fighter with his crossbow staff. That dude's a badass.
Mind you, he's blind, which I don't believe it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly blind, but he's taking out a TIE fighter with like a crossbow staff.
So yeah, that's pretty much it though, honestly. Still an 11 out of 10 enjoyment-wise. Still a 10 out of 10. Speaking objectively, I loved the movie. Can't wait for the Han Solo movie. Especially with not only this movie being great as a spin-off, but the Han Solo movie having... did you know that it was being directed by the 21 Jump Street guys?
Nope.
Yeah, Lego movie, 21 Jump Street, Clyde with Chance of Meatballs there.
It has a good chance.
Yeah, it has a really good chance. It's going to be awesome, I think. And what else do they have? I think they have one more that's untitled spin-off, and then we got 8 and 9. Can't wait for 8. That's going to be awesome. One more year, sadly.
Right, next year.
But I'm especially excited for 8, and this is like a total ramble, but I'm definitely excited for 8, because hopefully 8 is like this movie, and it's not A New Hope. Because we got A New Hope for 7, which I was okay with, but... yeah, it was cool to see new Star Wars stuff, this movie, even though it's a prequel, kind of a prequel. It's a sequel to the prequels, like Mark Hamill said.
Yeah, a little Twitter thing.
His little Twitter post. It's a sequel to the prequels, and it's a prequel to the sequels, and fucking. And he's like, "Am I in it?"
Another thing I liked about this movie, even though the planets got destroyed, I love that they keep expanding this huge Star Wars universe. Like you see just other planets and all these like little creatures you haven't seen.
Yeah, that's true.
And I do like that. Like
we-
these little movies are expanding
Yeah,
out.
the climax of this movie was a very tropical planet. I don't think we've seen
Yeah, it was
one.
like completely different. Beaches and palm trees, but all like in this huge dome surrounding it.
Yeah, and you feel like it takes place in the Star Wars world too. You see like that. They mentioned that they're no longer guarding the Jedi Temple and everything, and you see when it does that one zoom out, you see that statue that's fallen over, that massive Jedi statue. So, really, really cool. Also, a Star Wars movie with no Jedi or
None at all.
lightsaber fights.
Not lightsaber fight, but
Yeah, we see Darth Vader. Yeah, but like there's no lightsaber duel in this one. It's really cool to see.
blasters.
Yeah, just blasters and just it's a war movie. I should have mentioned that too earlier before the spoiler section, but yeah, people pretty much know it's a war movie. You can tell by the trailer. But yeah, like I said, we just wrapped this up. It's probably pretty long. Great action, great characters. Really, I won't say ballsy to kill them off because I did expect it. But what I go into the movie thinking is, okay, these characters are probably all going to die, so I need to give a shit about them.
And they truly do make you give a shit about these characters. When you see these characters all together and they get their plan going, you know, they have this huge huddle, as you know, and like, okay, fuck, you have a whole line of people waiting for them outside. You're like, okay, this is Rogue One right here.
And they pretty much know they're going to die.
Yep, just a big old sack.
So yeah, it's a huge sacrifice play to get the Death Star plans, and it leads right into A New Hope. I know we went with your brother and his girlfriend, and this was her first Star Wars movie, and I was like, fuck it, show her A New Hope. Like, you can literally, A New Hope's like fucking part 2 of this movie pretty much.
It truly is.
You get your little recap from a title crawl, and then you're right into it. So, bit of a special effects downgrade, but it still
A
holds
little
up.
bit, but you still get great Star Wars.
You still get great, yeah, it's true. But we've pretty much given all our thoughts on the movie. We're just rambling at this point. So what did you guys think of Star Wars Rogue One? You can go ahead and tell me in the comment section below. Also follow me on Instagram or add me on PSN. I'm petplatypus on both. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those help me out a whole bunch, especially since YouTube's always changing their algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. Click that little bell, again, because YouTube does not know how to YouTube sometimes, so click the little bell to get notifications of when my videos go up. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.